Hi there guys, it's the Disappointed Weeb here, and today I wanted to share with you my November manga haul. So this month, I think there's 15 books or maybe 14 books that I picked up. I know it's the first week in December, and I've actually started buying quite a lot of my things for December as well. But when I first recorded this video, the quality of it was really bad. So I thought I'll try and get something that's not a mobile phone to record it on. Couldn't find anything. So I'm still recording it on a mobile phone, but I've changed some of the settings to hopefully make it less fuzzy. But with that said, November has been an interesting month for me. There's been a few things that were a lot harder to get hold of previously that I managed to get hold of in November. And I've tried to use it also as a way to catch up with some series that I've started to fall behind on. So, talking about series that I was trying to catch up on, we have volume 17 of Demon Slayer. This is now in our, I think that it's probably safe to say we're in the final arc of the story. It's a series that's finished in Japan. 17 pre-lockdown was the final volume. 18 is already out and I've still not been able to find it yet. 19 is supposed to come out on the 24th of December. So those are both things I'm looking forward to finding in the next few weeks. But visiting the shops locally to me recently, I've not been able to find either. Amazon doesn't have it, so 17 is currently where we are for Demon Slayer. Another series that I'm up to date with, but we'll be having a new volume soon, is Rent a Girlfriend. This was a series that aired in the fall anime season, and it's something that I really enjoyed. I thought it was really funny. And I also thought it was a good series. I liked the characters. So we're on volume 3 of this. There are still quite a few volumes to go. I'm not sure if it's still being published in Japan or not, but we've got volume 3. The storyline is pretty self-explanatory by the title. It's a series about a guy who rents a girlfriend to help him get over a breakup he's had, and through lies and misunderstandings, his family and her family both think they're really dating, so they have to kind of keep up this facade of them being together. Really good series, really enjoying it. It is one of the more expensive series because it is Kodansha, so I think these are normally like £11 over here. They're $13 in the US, so it's not quite Viz Media prices, but I'd say it's worth it. Speaking of airing anime and Viz Media, I picked up volume 1 of Fly Me to the Moon. This is done by the same guy that made Hayate the Combat Butler. It's just a really cute slice of life series. It follows a guy who is named Nasa, and his aim in life is to become the first thing people think of when they hear the word NASA rather than the space organisation. And he's sort of a child prodigy. But then one day, while distracted by a beautiful woman, he gets hit by a truck. Luckily the woman jumps in the way and saves him. He falls in love with her, chases her while he's unbelievably injured, and says, will you go out with me? She says, yes, sure, but only on the condition that you marry me. He says fine, and then I think it might be 2 years later they meet each other again, and she shows up and she's like, right, well, you said we were going to get married, so let's do it. So it's a bit like a reverse romance in a way where they've already achieved marriage, but they don't really know much about each other yet, so they're getting to know each other. It's a Viz Media series, so it's £8 in the UK, following the price increase over here. $10 in the US, really good series. Volume 2 just came out as well, so looking forward to reading that. Now we've done fall 2020 and we've just done winter 2020. Now, this is a manga looking towards anime coming out in 2021, and that is Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. This is following on very similar to kind of teasing Master Tagaki and Uzakichan. It's a comedy series. When I first started reading it, I thought it was a bit edgy, but actually it's become very wholesome over the last few volumes. Really good series. Another one that's been quite hard to find during lockdown, but luckily I managed to get a hold of it in Forbidden Planet, which is one of the big comic shops in the UK. I've really enjoyed reading it, really funny, and also quite sweet actually, quite a sweet series. So that is Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. Next up is another new Viz Media title. It's one that lots of people have spoken about and lots of people have really got excited about, and that's Chainsaw Man Volume 1. This is going to be huge. I mean, if there was one series in everything I'm showing today, this would be what I'd say. This is what you want to pick up. Chainsaw Man is in a world where there are people that fight against demons, and there's a guy called Denji who's straddled with debt, and he has a pet demon dog, and through the story, I don't want to go too much into it because it's spoilers, but he ends up obtaining this power to kind of become this superhuman that can fire chainsaws out of every part of his body. So that's Chainsaw Man. Really good series. Next up, we mentioned it earlier, it's Uzakichan Volume 3. Uzakichan was another airing series in the last season, so fall. Really funny comedy. A lot of the things I've been buying recently have been comedy series because I've just found that we're in such a morbid world at the minute with so many things going wrong that actually comedy is what can really help brighten that. Uzakichan's another sweet series. We spoke about it earlier. Volume 3 is very good. It's also really hard to find as well. I think most of the 7 Seas stuff has been quite difficult over the last couple of weeks. But Uzaki-chan, very enjoyable. In this series, we're introduced to her mum in this volume, so that also brings lots of surprises and lots of misunderstandings that are all very funny. Next on to a series that I'm trying to catch up with and haven't managed it yet, but will hope to very soon, and that is My Hero Academia. I've got volumes 15, 16 and 17. What I'm really trying to do with this is I'm trying to get beyond the current anime arc. I'm up to date with the anime, just so I can see what happens next, because I really enjoyed the final series that we just had. So we're slowly getting there. I actually have already picked up volume 18 and 19 this month, which will be my December haul. And that looks like I'm getting just towards the end of the current anime arc. But I enjoy the manga. I don't enjoy it as much as the anime. I think that for me, action series are always more fun to hear with an amazing soundtrack behind them and explosions and special effects. But it's a good series, you know, it's done well because it's a good series, so that's My Hero Academia. Next up, we have something that I had a long time ago and I sold, but I've decided I want to pick up again, and I'm finding it incredibly hard to find, and that's Kaon. I actually bought this second hand, and it's in really, really poor quality. I don't know if you can make much of that out, but it's really damaged. Faded spine with lots of damage. It's also not that great a manga. I really like the anime, and I wanted to own it again because I liked the anime so much. But it's nowhere near as good as the anime. I mean, unless you were buying it like me as a collector, and I've got to say I'll probably buy this again because of the quality of this version. I don't think it's worth picking up. But that's Kaon. I also decided I wanted to buy something else secondhand, which came in pretty poor condition too, and that was Dorar Volume 4. I bought this mainly because I wanted to finish the series. I've had the first 3 volumes for a long time. I paid pretty much retail price for this, even though it's secondhand, and again it's pretty poor condition, damage to the back. But I just wanted to finish the series. When it came, all these corners here were all folded in, so I spent 15 minutes unbending them, and I'm hoping that however many years it sits on my bookshelf will straighten it out a little bit. Because I haven't read Durarara for so long, I'm actually going to be able to reread the first 3 volumes and get back up to speed, because I can't actually remember much of what happens in it. So that's Durarara. Really looking forward to finishing this series finally after, I don't know how many years it is. Well, this was printed in 2012, so it's almost a decade. But yeah, really looking forward to finishing Durarara. Next up is another comedy series. It's something I enjoyed the anime for. It's Show in Sample. I've got volumes 8, 9, and... oh, there's a funny order. I've got volumes 6, 7, and 8. Another funny series. I picked it up mainly because I just want to read lots of comedy at the moment. The story of it is, it's about a guy who gets abducted and he's enlisted into an all-girls preparation school for upper-class girls. They enlisted him because they thought that he was gay, so they thought he'd be safe around them all. He isn't, but now he has to put on an act that he's got this kind of fetish for muscly men to stop himself being castrated. Really funny series. Very, I mean, there's unlike something like, say, Nagatoro, which I spoke about earlier, where there is a kind of a deeper thing than just the comedy, and you do kind of enjoy the blossoming relationships between Nagatoro and her senpai. This is definitely just a comedy for comedy's sake series in my view. The characters aren't very deep, but it's very funny, and that's the main reason I buy it. It's published by 7 Seas as well, so it's a more expensive series, but it is in the old size for 7 Seas rather than the bigger size volumes that they publish now. So that's Show Me Sample. Next up is the giveaway that I'm doing today. You will remember, if you managed to catch my last haul video, that I bought Sword Art Online Progressive Volume 1. After buying it, I found a very cheap offer for the first 4 volumes, so now I have 2 volumes of Sword Art Online Progressive. I picked up Sword Art Online because of the new films that were announced. I was somebody who was quite disappointed by the first series of Sword Art Online. I've got to say, reading the 4 volumes I've got here, I've enjoyed it a lot more. So that's Sword Art Online Progressive. I'm really looking forward to seeing the films. I am somebody who likes to switch my brain off and just enjoy watching people sword fight. Sword Art's great for that. Progressive follows Asuna a lot more than Kirito. So we've got Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3 and Volume 4. It focuses a lot more on really spending time on each floor as well. I mean, we were on Volume 4 and I think we're maybe on the 3rd floor, something like that by now. We're really not far into kind of the 100 floors of the Aincrad game. So I've really enjoyed this. The giveaway will be for the first volume of Sword Art Online Progressive. Now I have 2. I have no need for 2 of them. So what I'd like you to do is please subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment down below recommending a series for me to pick up in 2021. I've not really looked into what's coming out next year, but I would like to pick up another series now. I am starting to finish some of my other series off. So please do recommend something for me to pick up in the next year, and then I'll look through what people recommend. I'll pick one of them and I will get in touch with you to ask you to contact me on Instagram, which is the same name as my YouTube account, to give me your details for me to post you the first copy of Sword Art Online Progressive. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it's come out a little bit late. I've really enjoyed reading my manga this month, especially during lockdown, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes out in December and getting through all the nice things that will be coming through the Christmas season too. So that's A Disappointing Weeb. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please do enter the giveaway. I do want to get rid of this first volume of Sword Art Online Progressive, so please do recommend some anime series to me, and I will make sure to send this to one of you and announce it in the next video, which will probably be just before Christmas. So that's my haul for November. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye guys.